Now let's talk about automating at a basic level. Now, what I want to start with is contact forms, because contact forms really, I think, are probably the most basic and easiest thing that you can use to start getting responses. Obviously, you could use email, but email is just so overplayed these days, or played out, meaning that so many people use email, and because of that, it just seems to not work as well. It still works for sure, but contact forms I have way more success with. So let's talk about what we're going to need to do this. Now, with any sort of automation, we're generally going to have to spend some sort of money. Whether we're hiring a virtual assistant, meaning somebody to go and manually do this for us, a robot, or we do it ourselves. No matter what, we're going to have to pay money, right? Whether it's with our own time, whether it's with the robot's time, or whether it's a virtual assistant. Now, I recommend using robots because you can get more out of a robot, I think, than you can with a virtual assistant. And that's not in every scenario, but in most cases, robots can automate faster than somebody that's manually doing something. So what we're going to do is for our first equation, and you can, again, choose what you want to do. I'm going to list out how expensive this is, and then you can choose at what level you want to automate. But if we use a robot, we're going to use something called easycontactbot.com, which is just a contact form software called GSA Contact. But if you use this link here, it will give you a special deal. And I think this deal is, let me go check. It's GSA Website Contact. Buy now. $97 or $100 total because of tax. And I might have a coupon code. If I do, I'll leave it in the description of this video. But we got Easy Contact Bot. And it's a one-time fee, so it's $100. And then we got proxies. And then I'm going to show you the other stuff that's optional. But proxies probably we're going to want to spend around $50. And then there's some other things that you can get that I'll talk about in another video. But these are about another $100, and then a VPS probably another $100. So, but just to start with this automation, you're looking at about $150. Now again, if you want to do this yourself, right? You want to do it how we just covered it a second ago, which is sending out the messages manually. You're looking at sending maybe like 30 or 40 messages an hour, and you're getting what, I don't know, hopefully a couple of responses. But what's your hourly rate? If your hourly rate is, I don't know, $20 an hour or 30, let's say you bill your time out at $100 an hour, which is probably a good rate if you're selling services. And you can obviously charge a lot more than this, but you're basically, in 1 hour, you could have just bought the bot, or in 2 hours, you could have just bought the bot and still had $50 left over. So that's probably not worth it. A virtual assistant is probably worth about $3 to $5 an hour, but they're only sending out 40 to 50 messages there. So again, it's probably best to just go and buy something like this because you're going to have it forever. It's up to you on what you want to do, but I'm just showing you the options. But you're looking at probably $150 for this tool, minimum, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to go to easycontactbot.com. You're going to go get GSA Website Contact, and you're going to check out and buy it. And then once you have it, you're going to download it, and it's going to look like this. Oh, and it says my demo version's expired. So I could probably actually register a new one, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to open up one of my private servers so you can see this. And we'll talk about setting up a private server and everything if you want to do that. And I'll talk about why you would do that, but I don't want to overwhelm you right now. But basically, a private server is just a way to have an extra computer that does stuff for you, so you don't have to have it run on your main computer, because this can get pretty resource intensive. So this is one of my bots here, or this is the contact form. You're not going to see any of this stuff. It's going to be completely blank. Let me actually delete it for you, or we'll just start a new project. So it's just going to look like this. You're not going to see any of this stuff here. And so what we want to do is click on new, and we're just going to say plumbers, okay? Because let's say we want to reach out to plumbers. Now, one of the things we're going to want is proxies. Now, you can do this for free if you go to the scraping, and then I believe there's a way to scrape proxies. But I like to buy proxies because it's, in my opinion, a a better success rate. You get more success when you buy the proxies versus when opposed to when you scrape proxies. And you might be already getting overwhelmed. You're like, wait, what the heck? What's going on? I don't know what a proxy is. I don't know what this software is. Don't worry. All we really did is we installed this software and we created a new project called Plumbers Near Me. Okay. So in the next video, I'll explain what a proxy is. I'll explain why you need proxies, because whether you're using automation with contact forms or using automation on Twitter or you're using automation anywhere, you want to run proxies. And again, the reason why is because we're going to use them to hide where we're automating from, because we don't want to get our IP address blacklisted or banned or any of that stuff. Okay. So we'll talk about that in the next one.